Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. In today's video I'm going to be revisiting the LG EX God GINRAI and adding on these perfect effects add-on kits. We have the PC15, 16 and 18. We have the upgrade kits for LG GINRAI, GINRAI Prime himself, and the upgraded kit for the God GINRAI combination. Quick look at the back of the box, we see exactly what we're getting. Now these kits are able to work with the standard figure, but these are designed to be purchased together and to work as a unit. We just take a look at the instructions from their GINRAI Prime. As you can see here, the PC15 is the GINRAI and the Super GINRAI's head. This figure can transform up and the head can be stored in the chest, and then GINRAI can mount on the front there as a Power Master. Whereas if you were to use the original head from the Takara GINRAI, this can be slotted in to this figure, but it can't be flipped around into the chest. So they're saying you can use the original, but it's not going to work as well as if you were to get all of these accessories and convert your GINRAI into a much better version of himself. Right, let's start off with 15 and 16. We get a very nice version of GINRAI there in his suited get-up. That's much more what I was kind of expecting. And we have the engine block there on the back. We have ball jointed arms, so we can get a bit of range going on there. Not sure if we can move the head. Don't think so. Don't want to force it. It's a little bit small for me to be able to do that. The legs do sweep up exceptionally high, and we do have outwards motion due to the transformation, and then we get a nice bend at that knee there. But very impressed with him, much more like what I was expecting. We get a new Super GINRAI head, and I've already installed the batteries. Just flip this compartment up, stick the batteries, which are included, inside, and then we can press the button, and as you can see there, we do get LED lights in the eyes. Not a huge fan of LED lights in the eyes. I don't personally see the need for them, but I know some people like them. I would have preferred light piping, but I believe I may be part of a dying breed now. Nobody seems to want light piping anymore. Now we get some thigh fillers. These are a very welcome piece to my Super GINRAI. These are a nice, super easy modification as well. This is what it looks like before. We can just place this on, line everything up, and just push that until it's in there, and that just covers off those thighs, and it is a nigh on perfect colour match. We then come around to our PC16 set, which is a new kind of GINRAI in his, what were they called, Transector something, wasn't it, where they kind of combined with this, and then this formed the Super GINRAI. This is a lovely piece. The joints are a little bit loose, there's a little bit of play there in the thighs, but it's a very nice looking Prime-esque homage, I guess, and the colour is a remarkable attempt. Even the silvers match. The blue is maybe a little less pearlescent than what we get with the LG EX version, but either way it's pretty much spot on, and we get a nice Prime style blaster there. You can take the hands off, they are one fixed unit, and we do get some kind of Gundam style hands, which we can just peg in, and that's so we can get some kind of dynamic movements going on there. I'm probably never going to need to change those fists out, and I'm probably never going to have this guy just standing around in his robot mode, but it's really nice that we have the option to actually make this work like the original God GINRAI or Power Master Prime toy did. We had a Prime about this size, he had a high Q which plugged into his chest, and then he flipped up and formed the Power Master Prime. That's how we had it as kids, and perfect effects have given us exactly what we needed. If you do decide to get this figure just as a standalone figure, he's pretty good as far as primes go. His head can come up, down, we can go left, we can go right. We get a bit of quizzical tilting to the side, very nice fluid motion on that head. Arms can come out, we can go up, we have a bit of a butterfly joint going on there, bend at the elbow, rotation, we have a bend on that wrist, on a soft ratchet, we get a waist rotation, we even get an abdominal crunch. Although, that being said, the crunch kind of works against this joint as well. It wants to unpeg, which is something we do for the transformation, but it's there. As long as you hold it firmly in place, it is a fantastic ratchet. Now the legs, as I mentioned, are a little bit loose on these thigh joints, but the range of motion is exceptional. Upper thigh rotation, nice bend at the knee, and because of the shape of the knee, the bend is actually just beyond 90 degrees. Coming down to the feet, we have up and down, and we have some tilt. Right, he does get transformed up into his truck mode, and we need him in truck mode anyway for the Super GINRAI. So what we do, we come to the back, we flip up these leg tabs, flip this leg up on this joint, over we go, all the way to here, and now we have a nice clean silver. You want to bring the shoulders up on this ball joint and then swing them round so that they compress and tab in on the side here. Flip this round so it forms the front of the bumper, and then the fists are going to fold inwards, and these front grille pieces just tab in underneath the engine block. You can tab these legs together, untab this piece here. This whole back section is going to rotate all the way around, pushing this hinge fully, and then they're going to tab in and locate at the rear of that cab, rotate the waist around, pull these out and tab those in. Then if required we can place his gun into that gap, but I can't get it to lock in. I don't know if it's meant to lock in, but it doesn't appear to want to lock in there at all. We can of course bring in our GINRAI character or high Q, whatever you'd like to call him. Rotate those up and around to the side, tabbing that in. So we want to go around, bring that out on that pivot, and then just tab that in. And then we have the gap underneath the head, and we have those two tabs on the bottom, and we can just place that in there like so. It's not perfect, but it's a darn sight better than what we had with the original. Right, now if we just open up this top flap, open up this piece and swing this chest piece up and out, you will notice that we do not have any form of GINRAI head on here whatsoever. So we can now bring in the additional head. That's just going to slide in until it clicks. I've turned the lights on. There we go. And now we can bring that down. That's going to fold in rather nicely into place. Pull this section across. That's just going to tab in. This is going to come across and close off, and then that's closed off there. You will require a screwdriver to just remove the existing GINRAI cab. By the magic that is a screw, and then we can just tab the other one into place, like so. There we go. Nothing wrong with that, is there? And yeah, you've got a little spare GINRAI cab to just roll around. Now, if we look here, this piece on the chest needs to be slid out. Get this piece up square, and then just work it out. Oh, it is super tight in there. There we go, that's out. Wasn't at all scary. And then it's going to go back in the same way. Oh, that went in so much easier than what it came out. Pretty close colour match. This one is slightly darker. But as you can see, we don't have the fake engine block. Detail wise, it's pretty much the same. We get more vents as well. So there we go. Right, now we can bring in our new GINRAI torso. So let's untab these. Untab it from this base piece. That's quite stiff. Rotate this up to the side. Flip these smokestacks around. And then using this hinge, you want to bring this piece downwards. Rotate this piece up and around. So the smokestacks are now on top, and then the back piece should sit in there like so. That should, he says, be it. And get the prime head out. Let's open this piece up, bring out high Q, flip the head up, and then bring this back in like this. Like this, and bring this in, bring the flap over the back, and there we have the new head set to go into the torso. This is going to go up and over. This is going to come up, bend this down for now, and the torso comes all the way up and over, and that's going to slide into the secondary hole. This all tabs down nice and flat, and then we can bring up this new chest panel piece, and these are going to tab in either side, securing all of this new torso into place, and just close that off, and there we go. That is how Powermaster Prime or Super GINRAI should look. Right, now we come around to the PC18, the upgrade kits for the God GINRAI combination. As you can see, we do get a fair bit included in this little pack. Now we can have the parts attached to LG42, God Bomber, or the Apex Armor, if you so wish. You can just attach them and have him kind of armored up. Personally, I don't like how that looks. I think that's a bit too involved, really. You can have everything on the top of his vehicle mode as well. Personally, I am more interested in this, completing our God GINRAI and making him a decent looking figure. So, without further ado, let's crack this set open and make this figure how he was intended to be. I'll start off with GINRAI wearing his super boots with these ankle pieces facing down. We can just pull this over here. Now it's a very, very tight fit indeed. And this can now come up, and that's going to sit nicely. There we go, that's now nice and straight, and then we can just wrap this joint all the way around, and then just tabs in over this piece, and that now holds all of this lower leg section into place. When we tilt it, there is a lot more support in this section. Bring in these guns. They look very nice in hand. You can either have them in both hands, or they tab in together, and he doesn't have to hold both handles. So he now holds a really large double barrel rifle. And then we can finally add in these additional thruster pieces, which just tab in like so. The guns fit this way, you can tab that in. That's a very, very loose connection. I don't really like that at all. I can put the guns on behind those wings, but yes, like I said, that's a very loose connection. Now we can twist and turn all of this back piece around so that we drop the wing pieces right the way down. This basically, we just need to flip it all around, and then it's going to come around on itself. Again, just move everything up and out of the way. This is going to come around, this is going to come out, this moves out of the way again, and there we go. This hinge here drops down, this comes around, this rotates up, then bring this piece around, and then from here, holding on to this joint, you want to just rotate this all the way up, and then flip this down. This hinge moves, the wings come out to the side, this blue hinge comes down, rotate this around. These tabs now lock in over this piece, and the hooks go in to the side of those panels. This is all facing upright, these can come down, and if you look, the wings now go at this angle and out, and they sit much lower on the back there. Now I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with those pieces jotting up like that, but at the same time, once we add the rocket to the side there, have that kind of facing upwards, we can come round to the back. We get various different options for the sword. You can store it in either of these two holes, or we could even have it coming just up to the side like this. Personally, I think taking it at an angle into one of those, I think that's my preferred look. And there we have him fully transformed up. I do like how he looks. I like those wings sitting lower as well. I think they make a vast improvement, as is just the sheer size of that sword as well. The other sword was just far too small. I do love this double cannon thing we've got going on here. It's a very massive, great weapon. These definitely lock into place better, but it's still not perfect. These pieces here still cause me no end of issues. They just do not tab in very well to the front of those thighs. And I think, wow, if I was to get another upgrade which is going to fix that issue, by the time you've paid for 4 upgrade sets and the 2 figures, you could have gone out and got that Make Toys Cross Dimension version of God GINRAI, and everything's kind of included in that set. But for the die-hard Hasbro and Takara fans, with a little bit of help from Perfect Effects, we have created a very, very nice looking version of God GINRAI. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, God GINRAI with the PC 15, 16 and 18 upgrade sets attached. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Personally, I think they do add a heck of a lot to the figure, but at the same time, shouldn't the figure have that characteristic and that kind of oomph as standard, especially for the price that we've paid? And on that bombshell, thank you all for watching. I hope you found the video useful. If you have, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share, and of course, subscribe. Thanks again to Robot Kingdom for making this review possible. I have included a link to each of these sets and the God GINRAI box set in the comments section below. Until next time, from myself and the Perfect Effects add-on kits PC 15, 16 and 18, thanks for watching. Goodbye.